Yay! Hello, my loves. It's Sonia G. This is a Moon Babes Monday Night Live. We are talking about the aligned AF integration of the energies of what is going on after this massive transit shift, post the eclipse, after everything that has been happening. How are you feeling? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to talk about what the fuck is going on. Yes, amazing. I'm pinning this title, Hi Loves. It's a late night live. Welcome to everybody that's joining. Hi, Katie. Hi, Monica. Hi, Loves. Hi, Melanie. Hi, Stephanie. Welcome to everybody. Whenever you watch this, it's going to be a good time to watch this, okay? So we just had the most exciting, phenomenal, powerful, life-shifting, groundbreaking transit in the history of 2024, which is very short. However, in the history of a long time in ascension, we had Jupiter and Uranus that conjuncted in the sign of Taurus right after a solar eclipse in Aries. And we're going to translate this, okay? Because we've been following the journey of Jupiter and Jupiter moving around and the energies that have shifted since, do you remember the solstice last year? The solstice in 2023? So let's say this. Let me do a little full circle here. For those of you that are new, if you're here for the first time, again, hi, my name is Sonia G, and it is my job to translate the energy of what's happening in the cosmos and turn it into practical life principles, teachings, and tools so that we navigate ascension well, happily, joyfully, prosperity fully. That's not a word, but in prosperity, in love, in abundance flow, in highest alignment. That is my job. My job is to understand what's going on out there in the astral plane. My job meaning like my soul's job and the job that I actually do and what I teach. So it's like being I was trying to think of it tonight, like what I would explain it in 2 words. And it's like being an ascension doctor. And then I put on this outfit. I was like, it kind of looks like it, right? So I am the person that people come and ask, you know, hey, what's going on? What do I need to do? Right? And I have an answer for that. And it's been wild lately because so many people have been asking me, even like some of my closest friends have asked me like, hey, can you check on me? What's going on? What's happening? Like, what is shifting? So we're going to talk about it here tonight for everybody because the energy of the planets, okay? So what's going on in the astral planes, which means the realms that we don't visibly see with our naked eyes, okay? So everything beyond our physical body is the astral realms. So when you close your eyes and you start tuning into things, that's the astral realms. And the astral realms go very, very high, right? Our physical body lives in a 3-dimensional reality. Sometimes we shift up, we tap into a 5D physical. We kind of like shift in and out of those, but our physical body is now starting to be able to handle more and more and more. But our astral body, our energy, our intelligence, our spirit, and the access that our soul has when we add our intelligence and our spirit, we go all the way up to 39, okay? That's big. If you think that we're here on 3 and we're going to 39, it's like a skyscraper situation. And there's a lot that's happening multidimensionally. So in our solar system, which is happening in this beautiful symphony of multidimensional planes of the astral realms, in our solar system, our family, which is the planetary family, which is the spirits and the intelligence of the planets that have held all these codes for us through millennia, are coming to life in a whole new way, Okay. We think of these planets like, yes, they have personalities and they have their homes, and, you know, like the moon is at home in Cancer, and the sun reigns supreme in Leo, right? Like there's different constellations that house different planets where they feel like they belong. There's energies and there's homes, right? Like you feel at home, maybe in a city or in a town, wherever you live, or in a country or in a state, right? Somewhere where the land is like, that feels really good, right? Same thing for our planets. Our planets are alive just like Mother Earth is alive. The planets are making fucking moves, okay? So it's like all of a sudden our planetary family is like, hey, we're going to start this process with you. So get on board with it. So when two planets come together, so I want to explain this to you in a different way so that you understand what's happening. When two planets come together, it's like two ginormous magnets, two ginormous forces, right? Two big force fields, cosmic flow, two big personalities that come together, and they have a meeting and a merging of their energy in one of their homes, right? In the home of Jupiter. So Jupiter feels very, very good. Well, not really it's home, because Jupiter is at home in Sagittarius, but Jupiter feels very good in Taurus. And here is Uranus, who brings this electricity, okay, massive electricity, and energizes this whole connection that Jupiter is wanting to, this whole connection to new systems that Jupiter is establishing in the realms of Taurus, okay? So basically Uranus comes in and brings on the electrical power to literally start this whole new realm of consciousness in the system of Taurus, okay? Which includes the Pleiades, which are our Pleiadian star being brothers and sisters, who many of us have a higher self, right? A version of us that's currently functioning in the Pleiades. So there's this transit, there's this meetup, right? Jupiter's like, hey, I am going to go and amplify. I'm going to go bring in all of this light, all this illumination, all of this ability to prosper and grow and be abundant of whatever the people have been cultivating. So if you've been cultivating coal, you're going to get more coal. If you've been cultivating love, you're going to get more love, right? If you've got this much prosperity, your prosperity shall abound. So it's whatever's inside of you is going to get magnified, right? Jupiter does this. It just kind of expands things. So Jupiter's like, I'm going to expand everything in the energy of Taurus. Taurus holds the energy of transformation in beauty, in luxury, in feeling good, in the realm of the earth, okay? In all things earth and comfortable, and understanding of what you are deserving of, understanding how to claim, almost like, you know, the bull. Taurus is the bull, like how to be stubborn and actually like use your power. Stubborn in a good way, stubborn in a claiming my motherfucking birthright to living this beautiful life on planet Earth the way I was meant to, in divine humanity, right? Like claiming the birthright to change the story of the family bloodline and of the energetic link ups and of, you know, all of this bullshit has happened on planet Earth for millennia, and claiming your birthright to your power, to your knowledge, to your divine inheritance on planet Earth. This is stuff that's happening over here. So the stars are holding frequency. They're holding these imprints. They're holding codes. They're holding light energy. Light is information and knowledge. They're holding for us everything that hasn't been able to fit inside of our physical body, okay? So because we understand our spirit, our body, all of you guys know, doesn't all fit inside of our physical body. We had to leave this knowledge somewhere. We had to deposit it somewhere because we couldn't come in full intelligence inside of these cute little baby physical human bodies, because the human bodies would have been shattered, okay? So instead, we are going through this process of remerging the knowledge, rebirthing it from the inside, which is a big undertaking because we are literally transforming the human body, okay? Now, keep following here. This is a long loop, but you're going to understand what's happening and why you feel out of it. Because this is where we're going with it, okay? And why, like, everything feels like it's so different and why your body feels like so wild and everything feels like it's shifting inside. There's a reason for that. So there's this transit, okay, up getting electrified in this realm that is the realm of everything that's manifestable on the earth. I want to make up new words. Just at liberty. Like, we're just going to go for it. So is this why I feel so exhausted? Yes, this is why if you feel exhausted, if you feel lightheaded, if you feel like you can't make sense out of the way you feel, if you feel overwhelmed, if you feel like just like out of it and your energy is like, what is going on? Right? And it doesn't really make sense. Or if you feel hyper, if you feel like restless, but you can't really pinpoint it, these are the things that are happening. So yeah, lost. It's a feeling kind of being lost, but it's because the grounding has shifted. So basically what's happening is all this new energy is coming online. So Uranus electrified, okay? All of this new stuff that we had forgotten about. All this knowledge that we had deposited. Okay, now remember, our Pleiadian family are the people, the star beings that have had our back through this time. They're some of the first beings that have brought down the teachings of ascension to the humans, right? Like, they are ones that have seeded different parts of civilizations, you know, the RH negative bloodlines on planet Earth that have inherited genetic coding that's different. This is a longer conversation, but you guys know I talk about this in a lot of places and I teach a lot of courses about these things. But they have been the ones that have taken on this, like, their teaching, and they're some of the first guides. When you start working with angels and guides and star beings, they're some of the first that come. Why is this important? It's important because in this conjunction, the Pleiades got electrified. Inside of the Pleiades, there's one of the stars is called Alcyone. Alcyone holds the library of knowledge on the system of the Pleiades that actually rotates with our sun. We are connected. We're on a spiral journey, us together with Alcyone. So what happens to us, like, it's a direct impact link up, okay? So it's like we are shifting. For a lot of us, so translation, all these new systems, all these new codes are coming online. A lot of you are connected with your Pleiadian self. There's a version of you in different dimensional plane that is living a life on the Pleiades. That part of you just got electrified together with this part of you on planet Earth just got electrified. We both received this massive voltage, okay, this massive shift. And what's happening is our genetic system inside of our physical body is beginning to wire together in a sensory, like, energetic flow that we have never known before. It's like a star link up of our genetic systems, okay? So it's mind-blowing shit. It's like, it doesn't make any sense, but I think a lot of people are gonna start to really look into this and actually do something about it, because there's no other fucking answers. You can go to the doctor all you want. You can go and talk to a psychologist and a psychiatrist all you want. They're not gonna understand this stuff. This is why I'm saying it's like being an ascension doctor, because there's no other person that, you know, there's no other like people that are like understanding what's happening, because it's so mind blowing. And so with this transit, even for myself and the work that I did, it literally ripped my mind open so big, and I started seeing and understanding knowledge so big that I kind of had to go offline for like 24 hours to just process, because it feels like your mind can explode, right? This is the kind of stuff that if you don't learn how to ground, if you don't learn how to process, to do breath work and to hold yourself in energetic flow, this is stuff that like makes people go crazy. Like people lose their minds. They end up like with schizophrenia or with split personalities because they cannot hold the energies together, right? So this is why people in ascension and like the people that do this work end up getting like a bad rep, and people are like, yeah, whatever, they're crazy. They should be in like a nut, you know, in the nut house because they're talking about all these things. Completely cancel. It's just the fact that nobody teaches besides me now. I'm here on planet Earth, and there's a lot of great teachers, right, in ascension, but and I don't know entirely what they teach, but my job specifically is to teach you how to hold these energies together so that you don't lose your shit, you don't lose your mind, because this is our job. We are meant to rebirth the body connected through time space. So it's a big deal. So what's happening is our circuitry is rewiring in our brain, stuff is rewiring in our nervous system, it's coming through the blood coding. Okay, certain things are energizing. So this is a physical transformation. So the body feels tired, right? Like the body feels tired and the mind feels out of it because all of a sudden you're getting like downloads of knowledge that's occupying space. And so your processing capacity, it's like you're looking for words and the words don't come because your processing capacity is like, it's like slowed down by all the downloads that are coming in. And so it kind of feels like, whoa, what's going on? There are things that you can do, but this is what's happening. And so we always have this $1 million question in ascension, right? It's like you can do something about it, you can do the work, or you can just do the slow burn. And the slow burn is you do the things that are the physical things that you take baths, you do the Epsom salts, you take it easy, like you eat good foods, you detox, like, and those are all really good things to do. You do yoga, right? You go in nature, you take time for yourself, you journal, like these are all good practices, but this is kind of like a slow burn, right? Or you can actually do something that's efficient and that it gets it done like this, which means it's astral work, which means you actually get to work with your soul and the parts of you in order to integrate it. It's like you get the download on high speed and you like integrate it, like it's like having like, if you're an iPhone, it's like getting charged with the C port, like with a half hour, like in its charge full battery instead of like, the long cords that take overnight to charge. Same thing. It's how do you want to do this? No matter what, you're going to get there, right? But if you're like me and you want to live life on planet Earth and enjoy it and do also the earthly things, plus do the top of the line ascension stuff, then, I choose the fast way. I choose let's get it done. Also because I like to feel good, right? Happiness is like a full-time job, especially in ascension, because it's such a fight. It's such an internal overcoming of the programs and the systems that have been embedded in our physical, mental, emotional, societal circuitry forever. And so what's massively important about this is now these transits got electrified, okay? Like these transits, which means these potentialities, these energetic downloads and parts of us, like we have a massive opportunity to integrate this energy because it's energized, it's alive, it's energy that we can grab, it's energy that we can utilize, it's energy that we can transform, we can turn it into something, we can make use of it. Or, we can just kind of just go and see what happens. And, there's always different ways of doing things. It always just kind of depends on who you are. But or what you want and how fast you want to get there. But there's a reason for it, right? And the importance of this stuff, okay, and of the energy that gets created in these transits and the possibilities in these cosmic currents and what they do for us is highlighted by what the fuck is happening in society. Like the bullshit that they're coming up with. You guys do realize, I haven't talked about these things in a minute because I get so fired up about it. But all of these technological implants, these artificial things that they're really starting to get, going like mainstream. They're starting to really like make movements for it. They're starting to get celebrities behind them. They're starting to kind of make it, cool and sexy and the advertising and like all these things. The technology is aimed at doing the evolution part for the people. So kind of like, don't worry, you can be lazy and you don't have to think about these things and you don't have to do any work. We're just going to put an implant in your brain. Then we're going to control the implant, and the implant is going to make you smart. And when you're smart, you can work instead of 9 to 5, maybe 9 to 9, right? At a facility, because we will now control your brain. Like, there are so many things that are happening out there that a lot of people are not understanding when they plug into like the virtual reality for like hours upon hours. That's like a takeover of the mind. Instead of you utilizing your capacity to tap into the astral planes and develop your superpowers, develop your visuals, develop the reality that exists, which is the reality in the astral planes, instead of having a virtual reality pushed in, right? That's created by somebody else. You don't have to do anything. You just like sit there and like see these things that are really cool. Guess what happens to your imagination? That part of your brain goes dead. You don't use it. Right? So there's so many things that are happening because they're distracting the humans from actually developing all of these capacities, because this is our divine capabilities. This is the divine human. This is our original divine human template. We are here to claim our divine inheritance. This is a big moment in time, and everybody has this choice to make. You always have a choice to make, and it's your choice no matter what. Nobody can take it away from you. And whatever you choose is whatever you choose. And the only way to know for you what to choose is in your heart, right? Because some people came for different journeys. So don't compare yourself to others. It's like, you know, live and let live. But ultimately, it's always us up against ourselves. And so integrity is the one thing that we got. You know, a lot of people ask me why I make the choices that I make, like even in my recent breakup or in the recent things that I do. Because like in this ascension, you guys, if we don't have our integrity, what else do we have? I need to turn off my ringer. Like if we don't stand up for what we know is right for us, what else do we have? Nothing else really matters. Like the things of this world are beautiful and enjoyable. And I love all of the beautiful things of this planet. I love enjoying all the physical things. But this is a temporary little moment. But the choices that we make, the things that we learn, the way that our soul evolves, that's forever. Like we keep that after we drop this body. That's kind of a bigger deal. You know what I mean? It's a bigger deal than the other things, because if we don't have our integrity, if we don't have, you know, the alignment of our soul, like why does the rest of it matter? Okay? So this is the important part, is that you choose what is right for you on your path, and you don't care what anybody else thinks, because everybody has a different choice. Everybody has a unique path and a unique soul's plan. Granted, a lot of us are in soul families. We came, and if you gravitate towards me, right, if the stuff that I talk about resonates, then we're somewhat related in spirit, in soul families, in clusters, because we came, right, together to reunite, to activate each other, to understand what's going on and to move forward. And specifically for me, this was always my mission and my purpose. I always came, you know, to be at the forefront, to understand the things that, and then explain them. I always say I wish I had a mentor, but I didn't. I came to figure this stuff out. So the stuff that I figure out, I am so happy to teach, because it's like, the things that I always wanted to know, the things that I always wanted to understand, the things that people never had answers for me to, right? So this is what I'm here to teach, because it's time for this knowledge to be birthed on the planet. And I'm not saying that there's not beautiful knowledge all over the planet and ancient, powerful, like awesome knowledge. It's all over. It's just in a lot of it is inside of us, but we just have to translate it. We have to give it a voice. We have to like make use, right? Do you remember there was a for a long time people kept saying like the universe is inside of you, right? You don't need to go anywhere. The universe is inside of you. All the knowledge, everything that you need is inside of you. Yeah. How do you read that code? What do you do with it? Once you know that the universe is inside of you, How is that going to work out for your highest timeline? How does that pay for your grocery shopping? How does that, like get you on a vacation to whatever? Like there are things that have to translate. How does that get you feeling good, right? How does that get you feeling in alignment with the people you want to be with and in love and in prosperity is what I'm saying. Like there's a practical world that we get to live in and we can enjoy it while we also move through these massive ascension things. And we really have to normalize this because it's like, we know that we're infinite eternal beings of light incarnated for a portion of that inside of this physical body, while we have lifetimes right now, concurrent lifetimes in so many other places in the cosmos. We're all coming together and merging in consciousness, starting to ping pong like neurons firing in a brain, right? Like you're coming together with your Lyran self, with your Pleiadian self, with your Arcturian self, with your Sirian self. Like we all have so many different selves. We're really starting to fire together, just like the neurons in the brain. And so, yeah, this is a massive process, but at the same time on this planet, we still have to go grocery shop, like we still put gas in our cars or take the bus or whatever, however you get, you transport around. Like we still get to live the normal life and we get to make this like a normal thing. This is how it goes, right? Like we need to really make it a part of like our understanding of reality, because if we feel like we have to hide these things and we have to be like, it just requires so much work. So find people that you can talk to these things about, because you'll feel so much more grounded and landing, even in, just in your support, because these conversations are what nurtures your soul. And if you don't have people to talk to about these things, then, go back through my recordings. Like I can be your BFF on virtual. I'm always here. I am always here. Yeah. Thank you for that. So I want to go through and read back through the comments. And then if you have questions, type them up now and I'll go through and answer some about this energy. But things that are really important to understand is that, let's make this practical. Until May 25th of this year, so we have about a little over a month, okay? Jupiter is staying in Taurus. While Jupiter is staying in Taurus, Jupiter is energizing all of our current belief systems and prosperous and abundant and joyful, everything that we believe we deserve, that's what's being energized. So if you feel unworthy, if you feel like I'm not enough, if you feel like in beat up mode over yourself, if you feel like you haven't been doing so well, get out of that, shift out of that. I have a great workshop that's called Conscious Clearing that you can go and get, and it will help you immensely. And it's a small workshop. It's super powerful. Get out of those zones. This is kind of like a moment where it counts like fucking quantum. Like it's just, it's like 100x the points, because Jupiter is in Taurus. So this is where everything that we feel gets amplified. So our job, like at the very tip top of our job, we're here to feel really good. That's our number one job. Okay. It's so, so important, because then after that, Jupiter is going to Gemini. Okay. Now, while Taurus represents the earth and the grounding of the belief systems of what you're deserving, of what makes you feel good, right? It feels like this. It's like a woman in her divine feminine, to me, is the energy of Taurus, right? Like very fierce, very strong, and very like feeling good and expansive in the femininity and sensuality and things that feel good, like oils, like rose oil on your skin, the sun glistening, right? Like just feeling luscious and delicious from the inside out about life. That's the energy that we want to be in, but not in a fake way, in a way that's true from the heart out, not in the, we're going to do these little things to try and make us feel good. We have to cultivate that feeling from the inside so that it radiates out. Whatever we output right now, it's going to go 1,000-fold, okay? Because after we ground this stuff in Taurus, Jupiter is going to take up all this information that's been expanded, and then Jupiter is moving over to Gemini. Gemini is like our PR system of the cosmos, okay? Gemini is where it starts to expand. Really, like, it's like, you know, the gossiping system of the cosmos. When it gets to the twins, Castor and Pollux, okay, the Gemini constellation, they're the social butterflies. They're going to tell everybody. This is kind of like, oh my gosh, this is what so-and-so wants. This is what they feel they're deserving of. Let's go and get it to them. That's what's going to happen, okay? Jupiter in Gemini, which happens on May 25th, okay, is going to start the expansion of whatever we have, like, synced up and integrated with Jupiter. So this is an important month. It's an important moment. Massively important, massively important. So do your work. And because of this, actually, we've put together a bundle. Today I was looking at this with our team and I was like, holy shit, what are we going to do? Because we just had this eclipse. And you know that in the eclipse, the eclipse was in Aries. Okay, so we're talking about Aries, and then there's Taurus, and then there's Gemini. So Aries started this section of the cosmos. And then, so the sun and the moon met in Aries, starting new, big beginning, clearing out everything that had to go. So a lot of things like shifted, a lot of things got reset. Okay, Aries starts a new season of life, a new chapter, a new book, a whole new timeline. And this is what eclipses are about. So we went from an eclipse in Taurus, an eclipse in Aries, starting a brand new chapter, to Taurus now saying, hey, are you clear of what you want? I'm here. Jupiter in Taurus is like, with Uranus on top of it, it's like energizing all of our belief systems and grounding them in, because now we're in a new timeline. And remember, all the planets were in that section of the cosmos. All the planets are right there next to the eclipse. They all got eclipsed. They all got like blasted. So all the planets are ready for a new octave. And so they're recoding with us. We are in full exchange, a live exchange with the planets. And now we're dealing with the Jupiter Uranus in Taurus. Jupiter keeps coding over there because now it's all electrified. Now we have a month to rewrite all these stories of what we're worthy of, like what we're calling in, what we're creating. And then Jupiter goes to Gemini and it's like game on, right? Like that's where it's actually going to start exploding. But if we felt contracted and inward and undeserving and unworthy and lost, and like just kind of like, you know, doing the slow thing and like, you know, slowly like just dragging ourselves there, that's not going to get us much when it comes to like go time, right? It's going to start feeling like you're constantly running behind. It's that feeling of constantly like swimming against the current. So it's worth doing the work. Stop everything and do the work and put some like headspace, like some time, clear your schedule, invest in yourself, because this is the time to do it, okay? Because it makes all the difference when we do these things. It makes all the difference. So I created a bundle for you that is the first of its kind, because I was like, how are people going to catch up to this? Because if you haven't done your work up till now, if you've kind of coasted, if you've kind of did little by little, right now, this is very overwhelming. The people that feel good are the people that have consistently put in the work. And when you do that, it's not so overwhelming, right? But at some point, you got to start. So if you feel under the weather, right? If you feel like extra loaded, if you feel like this is a lot, this is a good time to pause everything, make room in your schedule and catch up. I put together this bundle that's called the Align AF Ascension Bundle. And I wrote a paragraph about it because it's the best of what I have taught of our genetic sync up, of our DNA upgrading, of our belief systems reprogramming, of clearing your subconscious mind, and of navigating the higher timelines, understanding how we're transcending astrology bundle. I've taken all of these different workshops and I put them in a bundle for you, and you're getting it at like a ridiculous fraction of the price, okay? This is gonna become available for you because I feel like this knowledge is like necessary. if you don't know how to do these things and to map things out and to work with your subconscious and to clear, like you're always going to feel overwhelmed. So this is like the next level ascension bundle. And it's basically like, I put, at the very end, I put like, it's like the sanity bundle. It's like the stuff that you need. So it's going to be available tonight. I don't know if it's like on the thing on my link yet. Okay, but you're going to find it on moonbabetribe.com or later tonight or tomorrow in my stories. You'll see it. It's the Aligned AF Ascension Bundle because we need it. It makes me laugh, but like that's what we need right now. Okay, so we are going to answer some questions. So I'm going to go back through and start at the top. Hold on. Dun, dun, dun. Thank you for all the love. I see the love. Okay. Okay, I did answer all of the things. Yes, all of the things. Thank you for this. I've been crying and so overwhelmed today. I didn't know why. Yeah. This is why, because it's like it's resetting, but there are parts of us inside that are like dying. There's parts of us that are like, it feels like mourning parts of us. It feels like there's parts of us that have to leave, right? To make room for other parts. We have to say goodbye to different systems. We have to say, it's almost like we have to part ways in a sense with old things. It's like cleaning out the closet of our subconscious because everything that's new is coming in, and that's the stuff that is needed. That's the stuff that's necessary. It's uncomfortable AF because it's like, wait, but I've built my life on this and this and this. And it's like, where you're going, you don't need that. It's like, but I have all these winter clothes that are so good. And it's like, but where you're going to the beach. You're not going to need the parka. You know what I mean? And so it's like, this is the stuff that you need now. But we really love our winter clothes. Obviously, this is an analogy, right? And so it's like, we have to like let go of all of that and actually like embrace like the weather change. And this is like in our belief systems, in our agreements with reality, in our DNA, in our blood, in our emotional like experience of reality. This is a big deal. Okay. How long can this be happening? So this started happening. These changes started happening slowly from December 21st of 2023. Okay. And remember Jupiter and Saturn were playing and moving and Pluto started making like big moves. We had like the big Pluto shift this year. There's been so many big planetary shifts, but it started at the end of last year, big time. And then we've had a sequence of transits at the beginning of this year that has been just one thing after another to next level. And so think about like the eclipse was on April 8th. That's when it really started, just kind of like the rug was taken out under the feet and it's like free floating. It's like now it's like, oh my gosh, I hope that everything I did is going to work because where am I going to land? Right. And everything started shifting. Everything was like moving and recalibrating. And it's like, you don't really know where your feet are going to hit the ground. But if you've done the work, then you're a match for the ground that you're a match for. And this is really good. Right. Like, cause you're going to land where you need to go. So, this is going to, it's going to feel shifty. And it's going to feel, it's not even shifty, but it's going to be important to output energy that you want to receive in return from reality until the 25th of May. This is what you want to really pay attention to. Okay. Amazing. The moon is about to be full. It's strong energy in the moon because the moon is almost full in Scorpio. Tomorrow is another powerful day. Actually, the moon is full overnight, I think, between Tuesday and Wednesday. And so this is going to be a powerful emotional moon. There are so many things. Might be a weird question, but can this affect or delay a menstrual cycle? Yes, absolutely. So a lot of this recoding that's happening is in our womb. This is the portal to life on planet Earth. So a lot of it is happening. We are birthing new realities. And where do we birth from? Our womb, right? So in the capacity of women, we have a womb where literally life meets from the ethers and becomes physical. This is like a portal to this world. So when we have new energies to birth, that also is the way that we create. A lot of us utilize utilize our womb as a portal. And so many times you'll feel like bloated, or you'll have like your cycle will align with the transits because you're coding. Your cycle is also the blood cycles, and that's very connected with the rhythms of the moon. So watch for it to shift from a full moon, which is a red cycle, which means you're clearing, to a white moon, a new moon, which is a white cycle, which means that you're starting a new beginning. This is a whole long story, but there's a lot to it. And I talk about that in a course that I teach called Sovereign Queen, if you're interested in that. Okay. Does this cause chaos? In the last few weeks, I've had my car stolen, garage broken into, a snake in my yard, and now my cat is missing. Okay. Michaela, clear this timeline. This is not your timeline. Right now, here we go. Decide this is not it. You are not staying in this timeline. This is when this stuff happens. So to everybody, when this stuff starts to happen, reality is kicking you out of that timeline. You no longer belong in these distorted timelines. So it's about like doing your work to elevate yourself to live in a place where those things don't happen, okay? Also, learn to hold your energy field. I have a free course that's called the Energy Hack. That's a great place to start. But the practices that I teach inside bigger courses like the Sacred Chakras Journey or the Metaphysical Mastermind are where I teach you like how to hold your energy so that you don't get attacked. Very often, these things happen when light workers with big missions haven't learned to hold their energy strongly around them. And so like negative energy comes to distract you and attack you in a very it's kind of like to take you off course and off path, because your soul is so bright and you can make such a difference on the planet. But if they keep you busy doing this kind of stuff, then you're not going to pay attention to your genetic evolution, because you're busy dealing with this physical stuff that's so it's like survival things, right? It's like things that you have to take care of. And so they take your attention in the opposite direction. So when that stuff starts to happen, it's like, no, you have to clear. You have to clear massively your space. You have to cut cords, and you have to decide to leap. And I know this is the hardest thing to hear when you're in the middle of a crisis like this. It's like, lady, I don't want to hear that I need to study all these things and learn all these skills, because right now this is what's going on. And I know that right now you have to have crisis management for energy. Right now would be a time for an intensive session, right? Let's shift this shit. Let's actually get you out of there. This is where it would be very helpful to have all the knowledge and tools and skills, because in a moment like this, if it happened, you would apply, you'd be like, wait, I know how to cut this. I know how to clear this. I know how to recode my energy. I know how to make this work for me. I know how to make this come back. Energetically, there are laws that can actually counteract all of that, right? So it just takes practice, and then you can actually shift reality to your advantage. But at some point, you have to decide to learn these things so that, whenever reality hits in any kind of way like that, you're prepared and you know what to do. So, yeah. Man, that's a lot. So know that this is a big sign for you that you are shifting into you have to shift to your next level. It's you're no longer belonging in this timeline and the reality that you have around you. Okay, I hope that's helpful. I feel like I am in between something, almost disconnected, but all the signs are presenting themselves numerous times a day. It's confusing. Yeah. Because we are in between. We are literally in between. And so like the example that we had before, that's a timeline. That was like the timeline, like in the example that I gave, that's the winter clothes. That's the stuff that we're leaving behind, right? That's the stuff that no longer serves. And we have to shift over to this other timeline where we're going to need different clothes. It's kind of like that, but we're in between and we have to make choices. And the scariest thing as a human being is to cut cords and make choices, like stop seeing people, stop talking to people, choosing higher, making leaps of faith. You know, some are financial, some are like investments, some are for people, some are for, you know, like changes in habits, some are like relocation, like there are changes. And so the in-between things kind of energy means that you have choices to make. And so get very clear on the long term of where you want to go, and then act from that place and make choices that are in alignment for that. And if your belief systems don't support the choices that you want to make, then start by working on your belief systems. Okay, that's really, really important. This is this workshop that I was talking about that's called Conscious Creator. It is included in the Align AF Ascension bundle. I so highly recommend it for you guys because like it's the skills and the support that gets you through, like to understand how to make these moves, how to feel, not feel lost, how to feel like, okay, where do I start? How do I navigate through this stuff? Like so important. Alec, you look so stunning. Thank you, love. Thank you for the love. Okay, this is hitting the soul and it's so hard. You're my new favorite person. Thank you. Of course, I am happy to help. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, I think I'm caught up with the questions. So, remember that when it feels confusing, okay, you always have a choice. But when you stay in the confusion, when it feels confusing, okay, if you stay in the confusion, it will drag you down. So if you don't know what to do, put it on pause and then come back to it. But don't stay in the energy of struggle. Confusion creates struggle. Struggle creates like depression, and then you're down, okay? We don't want to do that. So if you don't know what to do about something, hit pause on it. And then in a moment where you feel better, like get yourself feeling better. And then when you feel better, like, you know, breath work, meditation, go through all my free meditations on my app, right? Or go to my YouTube, like go through all my free resources, go through any courses that you have of mine, like use the stuff that you have, or, you know, invest in the new ones. And then after you do the work and you feel better, go back to those decisions because you will know what to do every time. Okay. Sometimes we try and make choices and make moves and make decisions from the human part of us, and that like the human confusing, you know, scared part of us. It's like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do and I don't see it and and if I do this and then if I do that, and then we weigh it out and there's plan A and there's plan B, and if that doesn't work, but then if this, right? This is the physical realm. This is the human realm. You don't want to make decisions from that. You want to make decisions from feeling so good and so aligned and like empowered in who you are, like in alignment with heaven and earth, connected, right? Feeling so good inside of your body, seeing where you're going in the highest timeline, and then looking at the choice and looking at the decision, it'll feel like, oh yeah, I can see that this is what I got to do. And it may not be like, you know, the easiest or like most comfortable, but I can see that these are the steps, and it freaking sucks, but I'm going to do that. Right. And so it's like, it's different energy. Do you see that? It's like, it becomes obvious. It's like, oh yeah, I know that these are the things that I need to do. And this is, you know, this is the path, and it'll be this and this and that, but I know I can do it, and I'm going to support myself through it. Big difference. Okay. Last thing that I want to tell you guys, I feel like you're my spirit guide come to life. Yes, 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 yes. For a lot of people, thank you. For a lot of people, I am that. I am like a cosmic guide. Okay, so if you haven't been here before, welcome. Like, go back and listen to a lot of the stuff. I share a lot of knowledge, a lot of tools, and I have a lot of resources. I have an app that if you look on the App Store or on Google Play, Moon Babes by Sonia G, it'll come up. There's lots of resources on there. Even on my YouTube channel, and then here through all of the different lives that I've done. So you have a library of knowledge. And then I have lots of different workshops on the website that are like, like different price points. You can even like get into like single meditations that feel like that's a thing. If any of you need it and you don't have it, there's literally like a single cord cutting meditation, like to cut cords that you can like download as a single download. Like there's some resources on there that are so amazing and so powerful. And then there's also like courses. I need to stop doing this. There's also courses and, like masterminds and investments that you can make in yourself that are upwards of like, thousands and multiple thousands of dollars. So the range on my website of investments and the things that, and the skills and tools, like the programs that you want to learn, the skills and the tools and the knowledge will meet you where you're at. There's lots of different things and lots of different payment plans. And it's like, go back through and see. If you go through my homepage and you go to like moonbabetribe.com and you scroll down, you'll see a lot of the pictures of the courses, and in the images, the vibe is there. Like if something calls you, if you're like, oh, this one, click on it, go read it, right? A lot of them have the ability for you to purchase anytime. You can always ask me questions about it. You can ask me questions if you feel like, oh my gosh, this course really calls me, but it's like out of my range. Or, hey, if I buy this one and this one and this one, will you give me a deal? I'm sure I'll work with you, right? Like there's different things. Or like, I want to work with you on whatever it is, like go and look, because it's massive resources. And I'm always happy to like work with you guys when it's like, that this is work that you need to do and you mean it and you need it. Like it's knowledge that I have learned through years, through practices, through so many certifications. I've had amazing teachers, both in the physical and in the astral realms. And I have learned these things like literally on my skin through the years. And I've put together collections and manuals, and I've taught so many amazing, powerful things. And so it's like, once I figured things out, I was like, oh my gosh, if only I had known this, right? And so I put them in courses so that you guys don't have to go through it the hard way. You can be like, oh, this is how I do it. And soon enough, I think this year, I'm going to offer a certification for like ascension programs so that we can actually start to kind of make sense of it and teach others how to do these things. So it's not just me teaching it, because man, this world has to like next level. We are so here for it. Amazing. So the silver cord, some people call it the silver cord. I call it the chakra pillar, which is the connection that goes through all of your chakras. So it's like your spinal column, right? Up and down. And so it goes through to and grounds you to the center of the earth and goes all the way up to your highest level of who you are, your God self. So what if I don't know what I need? Do you consult? Yes. Yeah, not to work. Yeah. If you don't know, if you have questions, but you feel like, you know what, I want to like work with you. I feel like I have something to learn from you, but I don't even know where to start. And it's overwhelming, because the truth is there's a lot of things on my website. Send me a message, DM me, and just say, hey, this is what I'm dealing with. Like, this is what I'm working on, or this is how I feel. And this is what I say to a lot of people. If I could wave a magic wand and give you the skills and tools to like shift your life, what would you want, right? Like, what would I teach you? And so a lot of people will say, oh, I need to learn how to do like this or this or this, or I'm feeling this way and I don't know how, but I want to feel this way, right? So, but message me with whatever questions you have and we'll sort through it. And then I'll be honest with you, because a lot of times people will be like, hey, I'm looking at this course. I have this and this and this, and this looks really good. And I'll be like, well, actually consider this one, because I think this one will serve you, or, whatever. I'll always be honest with you. I'll always tell you the truth. And that's just because that's who I am. Okay. So amazing. Yeah. So beautiful. I wanted to say one more thing, but maybe we'll just chat about it another time this week. But trust yourself in your grounding. I'll in your grounding, because it's a whole other topic of conversation. There is an energy of distortion that is happening all around the astral planes. If you feel like you're being kind of like sideswiped, if you feel like there's an energy when you're going to the astral planes, or when you're like going inside and it feels too confusing, okay, then have a moment and just like regroup inside of yourself and make sure that your energy protection is on. Make sure that your aura is like filled up with gold and white light, and make sure that you put silver on top of it, because silver is reflective. It'll keep out the bad stuff. None of this works unless you actually start with your heart. Remember that always the key is to be in your heart, activate your heart, and then fill yourself up with light, fill yourself up with the feelings, and then utilize energy and light all around you, okay? There are big energies at play right now that are wanting to go after the light workers that have big missions and big purposes. So if you don't pay attention, if you're distracted, if you're just kind of like, like not paying attention to the signs or the things that you're meant to be doing, like shit could happen. Like we have to be, it's kind of like one of these moments to be, I want to say vigilant, like to actually pay attention to reality and to what's happening. Because when you check out, when you're kind of like, I'm just going to be out of it, like crazy things can happen, because then you're not in your alignment. So stay in alignment. Alignment is the name of the game. And in times like these choices are a little harder, because it's like, choosing to do your work instead of maybe, going out or whatever, or choosing, to invest in this way instead of spending money on a new outfit. I don't know. There's a million things that I could say, but it's like, do the things that in your heart are right for you, right? Like staying in and being by yourself and working on your inner peace, and like doing, a meditation or doing something that's nourishing and loving and kind to yourself, instead of going out with friends that are not going to do any good for you. Like people that, just to be with people that are not going to nourish your soul, and they're not going to help you, just to kind of like, whatever, I just need to get out. Like, this is not a time to do that, because Jupiter, remember, is paying attention. Jupiter is like, oh, so that's more of what you want. You want more of like, just like hang out people, just to like, that don't really like uplift you or like nurture your soul or like energize you or empower you. Like, you want more of that? Sure, I'll give you more of that. That's not where we want to be. Okay. Remember that. Whatever you do is like 100 times the points right now in Ascension. So stay in your alignment, stay in your game, stick with the practices, get inside one of the courses, go and check out the new Aligned AF Ascension bundle. It's amazing. Also, I want to say it's not too late for you to join Expansion and Abundance April. It is an incredible experience to be like carried through. Every day you get voice notes from me that are anywhere between like 3 to like 10 minutes long. And it gives you knowledge and skills and tools and guidance for every day on things that you can do to improve and to feel better and to shift patterns. So it's a really amazing, powerful kind of work that we do, and we do it in fun too. So go and check that out. All this stuff is linked here in my bio at Moonbabes and the Light Tribe on Instagram, or if you go to my website, moonbabetribe.com, you'll find the links, and you can always message me here at Moonbabes and the Light Tribe on the Instagram, or if you want to email my team and we'll get back to you, it's info@moonbabetribe.com. That's our email. Okay, so many different ways of finding me and getting a hold of the team. I love y'all so much. Believe in yourself. This is a time that it matters, okay? It's a time where it matters. You are worthy. You came for it. Claim your birthright. You are here to feel empowered. You are living on purpose. You're on mission. You're beautiful. You're doing amazing work with your physical body. Keep going. Believe in yourself. Go higher. Know that you deserve better. Keep going, keep going. Courage and love, and courage and love. Stay in your heart. Believe in yourself. You can do this. Okay. I love you.